Hey, what's up everyone? It is day 2 of the Funko Fair 2022 reveals. If you want to hear my thoughts on day 1, go check out my channel. But for today, I don't know, I gotta say, I'm not very excited about most of these reveals. First thing we saw today was Frank Zappa. And this one for me is a must-have, and I actually like the way it came out. Instantly recognizable because it is a very iconic image of Frank Zappa. But it was a muffin. I feel like a lot of younger people don't know who he is. Even for his time, he was a little misunderstood. You couldn't really pin him down to a genre, and his lyrics were oftentimes satirical, so they might have rubbed people the wrong way. But he is awesome, and I definitely recommend checking out some of his music and give it a chance, because it can come off a little weird. But as soon as the song starts to get going, it's pretty awesome. And remember, it's from a different era. Like nowadays they make songs, right? You got to get to that hook quick. It's got to be catchy quick. They don't make songs like they used to in the 70s and 80s. And I imagine the box this guy comes in will be pretty cool looking as well. There was also a whole lot of Five Nights at Freddy's. And something interesting to note here is that there is no Funko Pops. And there weren't any Funko Pops in the last Freddy's reveals. So I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe FNAF fans just like the action figures, keychains, mystery toys, and plush. I feel like I've seen plush be very popular with them, but I thought Funko Pops were too. And if you look at the keychains, those are definitely, pop proportions. So I don't know what's up with that. Could be a licensing issue, or maybe FNAF fans just like these more. And honestly, I think the action figures do look pretty good. I'm not a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's myself, and I actually think the designs look kind of ugly and all a little similar for my taste. Like for someone that's not a fan, right? Like these designs aren't going to draw me in and go, oh, I'm going to buy that just for the design. But I can appreciate these new ones they made. I do like the colors. I like that they glow in the dark. And the design on the mystery, I'm guessing those are minis or blind box toys. I think the design on those look pretty good. There's a nice variety there. And here is all the plush, and it all looks high quality, but for me, this pink bear with that visor, it looks like some kind of weird cyclops. I'm just not into these designs, but I can appreciate them. Like on the top right here, this Freddy that's I don't know, like a sundae or something. I think that's interesting. I think these leprechaun ones are interesting as well on the bottom right, especially the action figure. So yeah, lots of new stuff for FNAF fans, just no Funko Pops. And we're also getting a Jurassic Park movie poster with the Tyrannosaurus Rex fighting the Velociraptor. It kind of looks like a T-Rex picking up its baby and moving it around like how a cat moves around a kitten. And half of the Velociraptor is obscured by the box. And I don't know. When I think of Jurassic Park, this is not the scene I think of. Lego recently put out a really nice set of the T-Rex versus the Jeeps scene. And look how great it looks. If Funko would have just made a movie moment of this, I think people would be a lot more excited. But that would be more expensive to produce than just, a pop and a half glued onto a black base, and we'll print out a piece of paper to put in an oversized box. I mean, even Malcolm with a big old pile of shit, I think would have been better than this. Okay, so this may be a bit of a hot take. Remember, this is just my opinion, and I like to give you my opinion with the reveals because, you can just go look these up yourself. I imagine you're watching my video to get my opinion. But I hate these figures that Funko is putting out where you need to get a bunch of them to connect them together and make a display. To me, it feels like Funko gets together and they're like, dude, how can we get these people to stop caring about these mint boxes? It's not good for our bottom line. How can we get them to just take them out of the boxes and not care? And even then, I see people's collections where they have these, display pops, and they're in boxes, a lot of them. And yes, nobody has to buy anything they don't want, of course. But to me, this stuff is boring. I don't find these bases interesting. The characters are interesting, but not the bases, and to me it's just another way for them to sell you the same characters over again. I don't know. I think if I were to take pops out of the box and make a little display of the Avengers, I'm not going to want 4 or 5 of the same pop. If they would make something that, doesn't have pops already, then yeah, maybe I think it would be cooler. But to me, this is an ugly base. They're all just going to be kind of sitting there. Pretty much the same design in front of them. Again, just my opinion. I'm sure these are going to look great once they're all together. And then maybe you'll look at this little collection of yours with 6 pops and you start to think about how much you spent on it, and if that was just one piece altogether in one box, would you pay over $100 for it? I doubt it. I really do. That's why I don't like this kind of stuff. And it also kind of reminds me, not really in the same way, but it reminds me of the Build-A-Figure stuff, right? Which wouldn't surprise me if Funko's contemplating doing something like that eventually. But anyways, Avengers Infinity War, Guardians of the Galaxy, probably going to be Thor in there too, in his sexy pirate look. Or what do they call him? Sexy angel pirate look. So yeah, something for the fans of this style of Funko product to look forward to. Some new Parks and Rec. First one is a 2-pack with Lil Sebastian, who they've made before, but this time he's standing, and I do like this Lil Sebastian better than the original. And this other guy, I forget if his name's like Terry or Larry or Harry or something like that. Kind of a plain pop, but I don't think they had made him before, so kind of cool that Parks and Rec fans are able to have Terry here. And they're also making a party game. So more Build-A-Scene, and I actually think these look pretty good. Although I haven't seen them in person, and I don't know like what the tops of those look like. If they're just unfinished kind of plastic, that would be pretty terrible. But it's an interesting idea to have them stacked like this at least. But same thing. Once you figure out how much you paid for each one, put them all together, start to do the math. Would you have paid that if it was just all in one box? And I'm no detective, but that one on the bottom left, I'm guessing is Hopper. And now on to a slew of sodas. First one, Doctor Strange, 15,000 pieces. I'm guessing there's going to be a European release as well, with slightly less. So quite a bit of these. Very nice chase. I think for the sodas, I prefer repainted chases or techniques like this that use the exact same mold. And I'll get into why with some of these other ones. But this one looks pretty decent. I actually like the face on this one. Even though for most sodas, I don't like them when they're human figures because the eyes seem to look a little too close together and they look just wrong. But for some reason, I'm not getting that with this one. Although those hand movements, man, between that slick back hair, that mustache, that pimp collar, and that little how you doing motion he's doing with his hand there, you don't want to be standing in front of this dude at the club, I'll tell you that. Doctor Strange, be looking for some strange. They're making, from Teen Titans Go, the Night Begins to Shine version of Cyborg. And I find this to be very, very bizarre. I don't think this pop line was very popular when it came out. It's a bit of an old line. They're a very cool design, and I like them. But every DC fan I've ever talked to, and Teen Titans Go comes up in conversation, they all unanimously hate this show. I like it because I think it's funny and really goofy. And I don't look at it as like a comic book show. I look at it as like a comedy show. But there's a lot of hate for this. And I'm really not sure why they decided to do this. But one thing I don't like about this chase is that they gave him an axe. And I'm pretty sure that if you buy a case of these and you weigh out each one, there will be a difference in weight because of that axe. So don't buy Funko sodas unless they're like from an actual big retailer that doesn't have like the time to actually go through these, because I don't know, not to throw small mom and pop shops under the bus, but I don't 100% trust them. I might make a video on that later. And I definitely don't trust just other collectors that buy cases of these. I don't trust them to not weigh these and then just sell off the 5 that are pretty much guaranteed commons as if there's a chance for a chase. Just watch out for that. Ricochet Rabbit, Hanna-Barbera, 8,500 pieces. This is a niche property, so I'm glad they made less. And it's nice they keep making these for the Hanna-Barbera fans. Not for me. I feel there's the same issue with the chase though. Since it's a different mold, it's going to weigh different. The Samurai Jack soda and chase both look very good, surprisingly good. Another human-based figure, but the eyes don't look super close together. I think they look really good on this one as well. And I actually like the sculpting better than the Funko Pop. But I feel it has the same issue as the Funko Pop because the Funko Pop has this exact same chase that when displayed together, the head looks way too low on the chase and way too high on the common, of course because of the beard. And if they would make the helmet actually look like it would go over his head, it would be way too big. But separately, they both look very good. Same issue with this chase. There's no way that chase weighs exactly the same as the common. Goofy also looks really good. He looks short for Goofy, but you know, that's because of the collectible. So I don't mind that as much. But overall, the design is pretty excellent. I like the way they repainted the body. Makes it look like it's almost a different sculpt, even though it's not. But the hats are different. Who knows when they make these if like there's a way for them to be like, look, we use this much plastic, no matter what the sculpt is. We know a way to do that. If that's the case, that's awesome. But the way I see it, having a chase weigh differently like this is an issue. Gomez Adams, 12,500 pieces. Very nice looking design. If you notice, they made the top of the eyes kind of point away from each other so they don't look cross-eyed and too close together. Don't want to sound like a broken record, but I feel like they're making the eyes on these sodas way better. And I like the chase in color, and they gave them Thing. Very nice touch. Same issue though. Looks like it weighs different. RoboCop, 10,000 pieces. This one's pretty cool because the actual RoboCop Funko Pop has been vaulted for a very long time. And it's pretty pricey. So if you want a RoboCop Funko product, here you go. And it looks pretty good. It looks better than the pop, actually. And I like that they gave him his gun. And the chase is appropriate without the helmet. It's nice. Same issue, though. And Klaus from Umbrella Academy. Not much to say about this one. Decent design. Chase to me seems a little bit more boring than the common. But nice for the Umbrella Academy fans. Now this one is definitely my favorite soda that they revealed today. Mainly because, yeah, I like this movie, but I also think the design looks really cool. I think the can itself looks really cool. I love that the common has a little bit of blood. They could have easily just made that the chase and a common with no blood. But look how cool that chase is. It's its full armor and it looks metallic. It's super nice. And I would definitely want that. But like I said earlier, if I can't find it from like a legit big retailer, I'm not even going to attempt to try to get one. Because I'm also not one to go buy a case of these either. Now finally, some more pops. But they're NASCAR. I don't really follow NASCAR, so I don't know who these three homeboys on top are. All I gotta say is that some of these sponsorships are kind of cool. Like the Dr. Pepper and the Hooters. It's different. But the ones that I actually might pick up are the Dale Earnhardts. Because to me, he is like the Michael Jordan of NASCAR. And I do like these two designs. And his original looks really good. So I imagine these are going to turn out good. Now, I also think Jeff Gordon in his car is pretty cool. I've said this before, but I actually think that all the NASCAR pops should come in their cars. And I think this one has a pretty cool paint job for that. But they should have given him his helmet. The Dale Earnhardt one has his helmet on, and I think that's what makes it look cool. Like, if you're going to put out the regular pops, right, without the helmets, it makes just a regular pop kind of cool too. And to differentiate that figure from the one in the car, it's cool that they gave Dale Earnhardt the helmet. So the fact that they didn't give Jeff Gordon one, to me, seems lazy. They're just using the same head. Pretty lame. Like, if they don't have the time and resources to do it right, just hold it off. Don't announce it. You know, hold it off. Do it properly with the helmet. We're getting some more Star Wars, but it's definitely not the Star Wars pops you were looking for. I haven't seen Visions. The trailers really didn't appeal to me, even though I like anime and I like Star Wars. It's just, together, I don't know. I don't like it. And these pops, I don't know. To me, this one on the left, all I see is a Jedi wearing high heels. That's what it looks like to me. I haven't seen the show, so I don't know if she's wearing high heels in the show, but that looks like high heels to me. And just the way these designs are, they look like unfinished. This definitely looks a little cooler. This shirt isn't bad. It would be better if it didn't say Star Wars and the Ronin on there. But I will admit that the Pop and the Pop Deluxe both look eye-catching. But honestly, when I see this, it just makes me want to watch like the original Japanese Star Wars, which is called The Hidden Fortress. If you're a Star Wars fan and you haven't seen The Hidden Fortress, I highly recommend that you do. Maybe watch A New Hope before you do, and then go watch it. And be prepared to point at the TV going, oh, several times. Iron Maiden pop album, Power Slave. Pop looks cool. Wish it wasn't in this album. How cool it would have been if you look at this background art here, you see that this pyramid extends, to the sides. There's more sphinxi on the sides, and like some kind of ceiling painting there with what looks like an illuminated pyramid that they could have done in like translucent plastic, and just do all of that as a Pop Deluxe. Bigger, more detailed, maybe a more accurate color. It looks a little too yellow, but this is a rendering, but it should be more sand color. But yeah, just do all of that in one big Pop Deluxe. I'd rather pay for the plastic in the figure and not the plastic for the box. Alright guys, that was day 2 of Funko Fair 2022. Kind of a disappointing day for me. Really only going to pick up Frank Zappa and the Dale Earnhardts maybe, but definitely Frank Zappa. But maybe I'm way off base here. Let me know in the comments below if these reveals were exciting to you. Thanks for watching and take it easy.